Welcome to my Lutheran Connections. As we all know, this platform is the premier platform of the Lutheran Church in Liberia, and it is available on all of the social network handles: Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Today, we are going to have another fascinating topic. That is the LUL. We intended to raise some funds to see how we can be able to get our Lutheran University up and running and to have it accredited so that we can be able to we can be a higher granting degree institution. Today with us, we have our Lord Bishop, the Right Reverend Dr. G. Victor Palmore, and he's going to share light and give us an update on that. And of course, we have our colleagues who will be joining us on this panel discussion today. And we got our sister, Kopo Seli. Kopo Seli is one of our co-hosts, and she pretty seated in the studio in Liberia. Madam Seli, we want to say welcome. And then we got our host, Mr. Weddy Cowboy. Mr. Weddy Cowboy is a little bit under the weather, so I will try to, process for him as a technician, at the same time as a panelist. And of course, our lead panelist, Mr. Josiah F. Jukai Jr., who will be leading us through this discussion today. So, Mr. Josiah Jukai, it is all yours.
Thank you, Jerry. My Lutheran Connections TV is here for you, and a great opportunity to be heard. Today, as my colleague Jerry indicated, we have a fascinating topic, a very important topic. We are here to raise 4,000 United States dollars, and we have no doubts that we can do this. As you know, the Lutheran Church in Liberia is currently working with different partners, including ALIA, the Association of Liberian Lutherans in the Americas, to establish what's going to be historic. The Lutheran University, the first time in the history of our church and in the country. People will say this is overdue, but better late than never. The fact that we've started to undertake this project, this great vision, it means that all Lutherans have to, have hands on deck. So today we are here purposely to join the bishop, the leadership of the LCL, to raise 4,000 United States dollars. Bishop is going to be talking to us as to some of the plans he has in place to raise this money, working with the parishes, the preaching points, across the country. And here on my Lutheran Connections online TV, our own way of supporting the efforts of the leadership of our beloved church to raise this money. So if wherever you are as a Lutheran, you should be touched by this, you should be moved by this, that it is your responsibility to contribute to this noteworthy effort. That's why we are here today. Willie is in the background. Willie will be taking calls. Later, we will have the numbers running on the screen and all of the additional information that you need, but not to bore you with all these words, because we have intro from the bishop about this entire fundraiser today. So Bishop, is over to you. Here we are today. We are supposed to be raising 4,000 United States dollars. What do you have to say to the Lutherans across the world who are listening to you right now?
Thank you. Let me begin by praying. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for giving us the privilege to discuss this all-important issue, but also thank you for the lives of your people wherever they are right now. We pray that you will speak to our hearts, encourage us, strengthen us. Those who are not well, we ask for healing. Those who are bereaved, we ask for comfort. Bless us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Well, again, let me say good evening to all of you, and here and abroad. who are members of the Lutheran Church and friends of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Well, it is a very important and interesting venture. I know more than 10 years we've been talking about this one Lutheran University. And 5 years ago, it became a little active, but yet it's still predicated upon funding. It was a little bit static. But by the grace of God, we're moving. And I want to say thank you to all of those who have been working hard to make sure we get to where we are, most especially Aliyah. Aliyah, in fact, the last retreat we had did very well. The cost for that retreat was something like 2,000 some United States dollar, and they made it available. And I'm so happy that those who attended that retreat did very well to put the pieces of documents together that are needed and have people from across different sections, different walks of life, different expertise. We all gathered there. I was with them to do those documentation. Fortunately for us, we had some people from the High Commission who visited us, and we walked around hoping that we would have 3 sites for this university. Total, which is becoming would be the base for now, will host theology and education. And Corinne Hospital and Phoebe Hospital will host or are hosting the College of Health Sciences. Presently, it's now called Phoebe Esther Bacon College of Health Sciences. For them, they have been awarded accreditation, so that college is already prepared. All the students in there should be earning a BSc in nursing. LTI is going to be the College for Agriculture and other technical colleges. So at the end of the meeting, we were privileged to have walked around with some higher people to see what would be used for a possible office and some classrooms. And these buildings were identified. We have basically 3 to 4 buildings that are identified to be renovated for the possible start of this university. Okay, honestly, I earlier told you we need a $4,000. Yes, from your end. The cost is a little more than $4,000, as you may know, but we think $4,000 can kick off. So what we are doing here, what I've been doing since 2 weeks ago, is engaging different people, different group of people. Today I was even at St. Matthew and challenged St. Andrew. Last night I was at St. Matthew. I challenged the youth. We would need something like 200 and 500 pieces of 2x2.
Bishop, sorry, I have to interrupt you, Bishop. This is very important. This is very important based on the comment you just made, your last comment. Royal Jerome has indicated, by the special grace of God, we will work with the Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship to provide the 400 pieces of 2x2. Isn't that a great news, Bishop?
Yes, Jerome was in St. Andrew today, and I held them responsible. The youth will provide a 2x2 we need for those renovations. It's good that they're making a commitment right now. Right. So what I said to people, and I'm saying to all of us who are hearing me, look, we cannot continuously just stretch our hands and not doing anything. We must start doing something and ask people to amend. And that's what the youth are now doing. Also, we're going to need something like 27 bundles of zinc. Well, the adults of the Lutheran Church here will take some of the responsibility. But at least if we raise the 4,000, it will put us a long way. In addition to the little that will be raised in here, if we have this money on hand to do the renovation, which I'm attempting to start next week. I'm planning that the carpenter will start by next week. If that is possible, we want to make sure that by the end of March, we should be accredited by then. That's the assurance we got from the High Commission. If we have those renovations correct and everything in place, it's okay. At every to the time we have
Bishop, I need to interrupt you, and please consider this as we go along in the
do
discussion.
every time interrupt me, I agree. Go ahead.
Right. We will do that, intermittently as we get information. Somebody just texted me and asked me whether or not you guys have done a tentative budget that came up to the 4,000. But we don't want to go into that details. But they are asking specifically about the zinc, the bundle of zinc. They want to know the cost of a bundle of zinc. Just
the cost of a bundle of zinc in Liberia 32 gauge would be not less than $130 for a bundle.
32 gauge. Okay. $110. $130. $130. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay, Bishop, you can continue.
Yeah, we have a tentative budget. I don't want to go into that because I have earlier told you 4,000.
Right.
I know 4,000 is a little small, but we have to start from somewhere. Mm-hmm. What I'm really looking for right now is I'm looking for the zinc and the 2x2 and 2x4 and small thing to start for the capital to start. Yes. So, but what I was saying is that we have a very good assurance, my friends, my dear brothers and sisters, if we are able to renovate the office space and the classrooms with those on hand and the document we've already put in place, we are sure of accreditation by the end of March. That's what I'm working towards, and I'm asking all of us to work towards.
Oh, this is great, Bishop. So, and my next question was going to be the answer you provided, about the colleges, and I like the way the proposed colleges are being structured. So the top will be taking care of theology and education, and the current Lutheran Hospital, and Phoebe would be, the College of Health Sciences.
There are the College of Health Sciences already.
Oh, okay, yeah. They've been accredited already, Bishop.
Right, they have been accredited. What we're trying to do now is that to shift the accreditation to the university, and then the college become a college.
Wonderful. So the agriculture and technical services go to LTR. That's what you are contemplating.
Yes.
Wonderful. But can you say specifically where some of the buildings that are supposed to be renovated situated?
Yeah, if you enter Tututa, there's a very big building. It's a big blue. By the time you pass by the clinic and you climb up a hill a little bit, it's a very old missionary building that is there. Has been sometimes used like a parsonage for the pastor. But right beside the Lutheran Center, that building is what we are earmarked to be the offices, space for the offices. There are a few classrooms in the old Lutheran Center. We already have the library on the compound built for the training of ministers. The library is there. We also have selected the first Lutheran church you have in Tututa. The old church will be transformed into classroom. They now have a very big new church. So we're going to re-roof, take the best from those buildings and then re-roof them to become classrooms and office spaces.
Folks, you are tuned to my Lutheran Connections online TV. We are in conversation with our Lord Bishop, Dr. G. Victor Patmo, Bishop of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Today, we are raising funds to be able to renovate some of the buildings at the different proposed colleges to qualify us for the accreditation by the National Commission on Higher Education. This is our responsibility. That's why our bishop is sitting here today, and together we are trying to raise the funds. We want to say thanks to the Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship for being the first to indicate that to make a commitment that they will be providing the 400 pieces of 2x2 required. I think this is a significant step forward. So we are looking to the different auxiliaries, the national auxiliaries in the church, the different associations and departments in the church.
The parishes as well.
The parishes, the preaching points, the districts. We are waiting to hear from them. Make your commitments today. The bishop will hear you, and he's taking note. I know Bishop has his pad and his pen. He's taking notes. So you want to be heard. You want to be part of this history making. Bishop, thank you, Bishop. There you go. He got his pad, his writing pad, and his pen. Bishop himself will be taking notes while we are taking our own notes too. We're going to have also the mobile money numbers posted. They're going to be running on our screen there, on your screen. And we will also have the numbers to call. You know, our numbers traditionally: call and make your commitment and make your payment. We are willing to put you on to be heard, you know. So be part of this history-making process. Bishop, let me ask you this question. The Lutherans, this dependency syndrome has overwhelmed us for a very long time. Some people relate it to the entire history of our existence as a church. People may be wondering, why Bishop coming to us with this emergency fundraising? Why Bishop can't just take the phone and call some of our partners and ask them to pay the money? 4,000 is nothing. Why he can't just ask them that they will be proud to be associated with, you know, the Lutheran University? So, Fisher, why would not go into the partners?
Look, you know, I like what you said, Josiah. All of us say, "Oh, the missionaries spoil us," but I think we've been in this church for quite a while now, and we should turn that page. We can't, and that's part of what I really believe in. Look, I'm not discrediting. I'm not saying it's not important to ask our partners. We will ask them, but I don't want us to start with them. Let us do something ourselves. Let us see that we ourselves can start something. Look, we should not just always be showing our head. After all, financially, life has become difficult everywhere in the world. Even in the great America, Europe, life is difficult. The partners who speak to me now determine it's not just easy financially. So what I believe is that, especially when doing Bishop Harris, the system of own the LCL was started. Now it's time to put it into practice. We have to own this church ourselves. And I want to say to you, Josiah, I'm very happy that during a few months of my time, when we even ask people move, today you'll be surprised that the Morea district took on the responsibility of raising $10,000 United States dollars for the renovation of the bishop's house. They started the process. A commitment was made. Physical cash will raise a little more than $6,000 today at St. Andrew. We can make it. We can try. When people see us doing that, they will try to add to us. They don't all just sit down and show our hands. There are a lot of things we are doing for this whole process of the university and LTI. I have contacted several persons on the LTI own. There are people who are willing to go there, make an assessment, and see what they can do to help us do some renovations on the building. I'm working with them. I met with some friends. But we can't turn everything over to people. We have to do something for ourselves. Another thing I've even done for them, because that will be another side for the university and technical studies, I've engaged some partners. I mean, Liberian partners, organizations that want to do some training, vocational training there. We're going to join into that MOU with them. They will renovate some of our building, use part of our classes, and train our students in different disciplines, at the same time helping us to mobilize fertilize some of our buildings that makes them usable and worth living in. So just but we can't turn everything over to just people. What can we do ourselves?
Yeah, Bishop, I think that's a great innovation. My colleague Gerald will be coming in, but let me just say this to the last point that you made about, you know, having other organizations to invest, to use our facilities and then get the returns. That would be good if they can do other trainings in relation to their institutional goals, and then you know, be able to provide support in terms of helping to maintain the buildings, the facilities, you know, make it befitting. I think that's a great creativity. That's a great way of getting the job done. So yeah, kudos to you for that thought. I mean, globally now, people share resources. People benefit from each other through technical expertise and so forth. So I think that's a great innovation on the part of your leadership that will also help in the process. But the response you provided to this dependency syndrome thing, and you know that we all know that the question I was asking was rhetorical. Why we not go into the partners? Why we not go into the partners? Because hey, we got to do something for ourselves. At least if we wash our stomach, the partners will be able to wash our back and fight for bigger things. If we start going to them for little things, then we even just prevent ourselves from going to them for the bigger things that they need to do. So, Bishop, also, I think we should say kudos to your leadership for that thought. We should be able to take on this responsibility as a church to raise the funds. So you can provide meals.
But besides that, Josiah,
right,
there are some partners I've spoken with. Let's talk about LTI. And if they know what they have done in LTI, probably they didn't get the result they wanted. So we have to do something for them to see before they can follow us. Right. And those are things that must come to our mind. Some of them really felt that they have spent some money there and they have not seen anything worthwhile.
We don't have to look further, Bishop. We don't have to look further. Abel Yawali, who is a member of this network, a pioneer of this network, Abel Yawali runs Camp for Peace, Liberia. Right. Abel Yawali invested, his organization invested in LTR. Put some thousands of dollars there, but the way he sounded when we spoke with him, not as one of the panelists, the host here, but as the executive director of Camp for Peace, he did not sound positive to be encouraged actually to continue business with us here. But I think that his organization and other partners that you have just talked about, I think they are getting encouraged by the accountability stance that your leadership has taken. We want to say thank you to the bishop. Folks, you are tuned to my Lutheran Connections online. We will go to the ambassador, Jerry, who is pretty seated there in our studios in Freetown. Ambassador, it's over to you.
Thank you, Joe. I mean, I think Joe, you were very pointed, and I want to also say thank you to Bishop for the responses. I think we are heading somewhere, and people came by some donation, and I'm sure we are going to get there. But just one quick question from my end, our Lord Bishop. I would like to know from you, what are the further strategies that have been put in place to get the whole of LCL involved? Because you struck a very good point by saying, what can we do for ourselves? Is very key. So what strategy you got in place already to get the whole of LCL, not more of your district, but at least Bond district? I mean, just all of the districts.
We are doing what you would call a circular letter for all the districts, just like how Maria district is being charged with some responsibility. We will also. You can hear me? No.
You are good. You are good. We hear you, and in fact, your background is better now. At least the light showing your face.
Yeah, I can hear you, my lord.
One of your able lieutenants on can hear you. It's just that he's driving, and we are afraid.
Don't be worried, man, Jerry. I'm cool.
Okay. Reverend Yabazo, welcome. Yes,
I gotta make sure that I'm not cutting the bishop up, but I make sure the bishop here and I'm here, because last week Joe said it was good that the bishop came because he saw me. So I always want when the bishop here, I'm here. Yeah.
and I hope while you were talking, you let the bishop go.
What a way to put me on the spot. Reverend, welcome. Reverend, welcome.
Bishop,
welcome
to this.
I think Bishop making some adjustment. Bishop.
All right. But before he comes back, Joe, I think your line of questioning was very, very key, and this is something that we need to look at. We got to take the bull by the horn. And I know for the way that sometimes I'm one person who always say that we should not weaken the system, because if we keep going back to the parishes, asking them for every little thing, then it becomes a situation where they get fatigued, and then it weakens the system. But notwithstanding, where can we go is the question, and we got to be able to start washing our belly. And then other people will look at that to say, okay, then we can be able to help them to wash their back. So we just have to run to the parishes and not to only limit it to the Moravia district, and where I was, going with the bishop. And how are we getting, for example, the Southeastern group involved. How, because the university is going to serve every one of them and the entire LCL. So we all got to get hands on deck. And I want to believe that if we can do that, Bishop will get even more than 4,000, and his targeted time frame will be met. Because I think he's looking at before the end of 2023. Remember, we asked him, what's your targeted deadline or time frame for 2023? What's your priority? And Bishop said, number one, university. Number two, LTI will be on. So we will also do Bishop scorecard. But
yeah, you reminded the bishop appropriately, and I think he's taking note of that seriously. The fact that he can even appear here, he has a special segment. He knows that by the end of this year, definitely he's going to be here for us to score him. Not in his absence, in his presence, Ambassador. But Ambassador, let me just interrupt you to bring in Revin. Revin, I hope you are on. Revin, Revin, I'm particularly concerned about, the Totota, where we're going to be having the Theology and Education College, the proposed Theology and Education College. And I really need your perspective on this since Bishop is not in yet. How you think this is well situated to help deal with this whole GST arrangement that will be moving back and forth? Bishop will be coming to you shortly. Good to have you on, but I wanted Reverend to chime in on how this will really help to deal with that situation, because this has been a long-standing issue with the Lutheran Church collaborating with the Methodist Church on this GST thing, and now that significant change has taken place, they have the Methodist University handling that whole aspect of their seminary. How significant will ours be in terms of making us independent? Reverend, I want you to chime in on that before we can bring the bishop in.
Well, so I will say, over the years, we've had with the medalists, and I know former Bishop Jensen Sianko always said there is always a need for this ecumenical partnership and not to lose it. I have been one pastor over the years who have said I didn't like the way we were running the lay training at Totota. If I were just to digress a little bit, I was hoping that Lutherans will go to, for example, the Banga School of Theology and take their curriculum and bring it, for example, and ask them if we were to
unfortunately, Reverend Yabaso, we're not hearing you. You have to be mindful for the caps. And I don't know if you got a former speaker.
So Reverend, we can't hear.
Hold on, you can hear me?
Okay,
yes,
now. Yes, now.
Okay, so I was saying, and I said one of the best way to proceed was to ask them to give us a curriculum that they're using, and we could use that curriculum and say, look, we will offer this curriculum at a level of AA degree to our people. Yeah, to our people, and then we will use it when our people complete this sector you gave on us. We will offer them AA degree, and then they can come to the Banga School of Theology on the United Methodist and get a bachelor degree. But we haven't done that, and we were not able to do that. And now we are about to open our own university, and we got a couple of great men and women that have offered their wisdom to the United Methodist University and providing quality education. I personally think it's not going to be of any problem with our partners. It's just going to, when I mean our partners, the Methodists, it's just to let them know as well, there must be a time in life when people will crawl, when people will walk, and when people will start to talk. So the Lutheran Church in Liberia, after these many years, have come to the point where we think now is now time, through this new administration, that we must start walking and talking. And walking and talking is about establishing our own institution of learning. And Joe, look, this is so key to some of us, to the point where we think that there will be days, even in our studies, we can go back home for 2-3 months and maybe become a lecturer for a course, a seminary. And Totota is so strategic for that theological college. It's so good for our theological college because we're already running our late training there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Jerry. Ambassador, I think Wele Hina comment to Bishop. Bishop, have you taken note of this already?
I highlighted it, and I hope that Kopo will also take the number.
Yes.
To follow up. Kopo, are you following?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay, so please take that number on the screen.
Yes, I'm doing just that.
But I would like to also read it, Joel, so that yeah. So Reverend Willie Hinan said, "Good evening to my Lord Bishop, Reverend Dr. D. Victor Patmo. Let me frankly thank you for this good beginning of making ourselves to take ownership of the LCL. Please contact me on full blah blah blah, the numbers there, to make my initial contribution on behalf of my parish in Zwedru. I will do it directly. Thanks, Reverend P. Willie Hinan." So, Bishop, there you go.
Yeah, thank you,
already... Yeah, go ahead, Reverend. Go ahead, Bishop.
I'll just say to him, thank you for the commitment, and that's what we want to do. We all have to take ownership of this church. It's for us.
Yeah. So, Bishop, you got slightly cut off by the internet and the network. But you were saying something about a circular letter. Can you?
Yes. What we are doing, I started a letter over the weekend that all of the parishes will be involved. And the letter is to initiate the initial contribution of all of the parishes. The district dean will set up a committee in their district to mobilize the parishes and make just like we divided and gave the youth certain portion of things to do, we're going to do the same thing with the district as well. It may not only be the 2 buildings that we need to fix, but we only started with the initiative. So it means that we're going to need more to do that, but everybody will have to be a part of it. So you can rest assured that even the institutions today in Moret District, even then the parishes, I even tax them, each one of them, 2 bundles of zinc. We're going to spread that across for everyone so that we can make sure that we all can say it is for us. And we must have a take in it.
So, Bishop, if because I think the 4,000 is an emergency amount. What do you think the 4,000 going to cater to and cater for?
The 4,000 is going to do the church building, change the roof on it, and then it would put in some changes in the office to make inside habitable, and then we start to do the rest of it, raise more funds to do the roofing for the office. But this is specifically for the classroom and the inside of the office building.
So roughly in cents and dollars, what are we looking at if we want to run to the higher education, the Ministry for Higher Education, Institute for Higher Education to get accredited? So how much are we roughly looking at to get some of those structures in place so that we can start running to them?
Pretty close, around 15,000. From the
15 or 50? Which one?
15,000. 15,000.
15,000. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then that will take care of the buildings and everywhere else we want, computer lab and wherever you're talking about, all of those things as we earmark. But the computer labs are not very necessary emergency right now, like changing the seating in the library and in the offices and re-roofing the old church for classrooms and a few other places. But a total of all the building we need is going to cost us pretty around, according to the assessment that the carpenter made, around 15,000.
So, Bishop, my last question.
Jerry, Mr. Of the 15,000 Bishop talk about, I think 4,000 is targeted for securing the accreditation from the higher commission.
But we can do that in billion pieces. I will have people in country bring their own contribution as well. Come back.
I was just saying to Jerry, Yeah, something. Jerry, I was just indicating that I think from the 15K that Bishop talked about, I think that's where we need the 4,000. The 4,000 is part of that budget to be able to secure the accreditation from the Commission on Higher Education.
Yes.
Is correct?
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Bishop, just one more. So in terms of giving us your strategic guidance. In terms of giving us your strategic guidance, most of the time, those of us that got some project management background, we always look at the starting date and any date, or we put a time frame or timeline. So what would be the timeline we're looking at to finally raise this 15K to have the institution accredited? What's in your mind?
Well, in my mind, I'm working along. I'm working along with a committee on this university. We also have a small group of people who will be spearheading the renovation. I want between now and the 15th of February, we should be able to raise this money.
So, viewers, there you have it. From now to the 15th of February, that is an ambitious timeline that Bishop has set. So that means our Valentine the 14th, we should make sure we direct that form to Joey, wants to come in. Yeah.
So you're trying to say Reverend Yakwazo should take note because you just talk about people saving their Valentine's money, and you call Reverend Yakwazo. You want him to take note seriously to say
I'm not put me in trouble. Okay,
right, and then put it to the renovation.
Yeah. So Reverend Yakwazo is all yours.
Again, Joe and Jared, and it's good to have our bishop here. The rest of the crew, couple, Willie and Abel. I think we're proceeding rightly. I am one man of faith, and I believe I don't have into my dictionary impossibility. I always believe to speak, positively. I've served the LCL in places when people thought that this is impossible, and I said no. I don't speak those words. It's possible. So with the bishop here, I greatly join him to think that I'm saying we because all of us as Lutheran, I supporting him into this great quest for our church is a clear indication that we are heading somewhere and we can do it together because in unity we are stronger. So I'm just encouraging everybody out there listening. And I don't know, but the sad piece of what I want to say is that I think Jerry knows that this pastor like to have Valentine with his wife. So he asking me to suspend my Valentine, whatever, give and turn all over to the LCL, which the LCL is all we have, all we look forward to, and what we want to be the best. So I can assure the bishop here, got my footers of support in this process, and I'm here. I'm telling you, as part of this Lutheran Connection team, to do all I can do. Yeah, to give my Valentine.
Bishop, thank you. Bishop, thank you. Bishop just took the words from my mouth.
He's playing around it.
He's what we call here in American politics filibustering. That's what he's doing.
Every trouble we find ourselves in currently is Jerry that is leading up to that trouble. So when we're done with the show, we'll deal with Jerry in the corner.
So Jerry, I think Jerry has an announcement to make. Bishop, Jerry will make the announcement, and then from there we continue with the conversation with you. Jerry, Ambassador is over to you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Ambassador, please put yourself on the screen as you make the announcement.
Is he also denying the Valentine? Let me hear you, Jerry.
Yeah, Reverend. Why not? Why not? I mean, anything for our church, Reverend. Anything for our church. It is time that we roll up our sleeves and and buckle up to make sure that we get St. Andrews what we want it to be. And my Lutheran Connection Bishop, what we decided to do is not just a network to host people so that we can interview them, but we want to make our own contribution. Like we started with the LTR, and we still got the LTR on our mind. But on behalf of
Jared.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
Jerry.
to cut you up, but I know we all are the St. Andrew people. We like ourselves, but just know that we're talking LCL business here. So when we be talking St. Andrew, we're not talking St. Andrew business here.
Of course, St. Andrew knew. But Reverend, say you want to bring in St. Andrews, then we'll rub that in. But I just
Jerry, I respectfully differ with you and Reverend. So please hold on to your St. Andrews conversation so you can make this precious announcement on behalf of Lutheran Connections.
Exactly. I agree with that.
All right. Thank you. So our Lord Bishop, we want to say again, thank you so much for the initiative. And my Lutheran Connection is so proud to be a part of this initiative. So on behalf of the network, we want to give cash our initial contribution of $200 United States dollars. And couple will get it to you. And then once we can be able to caucus among ourselves and then make sure that we suspend our Valentines, which we individually speak with our wives, then we try to see
Bishop Jerry and Rebbe got problem.
No, Jerry just getting in trouble. Jerry keep putting himself in trouble.
But I mean, if there anything, once we say it for the church, we can. Our wife will call Bishop will confirm.
Oh God! Now I know Jerry. You're saying all of these things with me, Willie, Coco, and Abel in mind. So let me just come out and clear my side of the Valentine thing.
All right.
Here's the thing. Our 8-year-old was born on Valentine's Day. So that makes Valentine's very special to our family. So we can do the duo. We cannot ignore or suspend Valentine because of that. That's natural. But what we can do, we can also take care of that, and then we can also take care of LCL. So appropriately, we will definitely do what we can do, for LCL. But when it comes to the family, no, we're not going to to suspend Valentine's Day.
So Bishop, you heard it. One disclaimer already there, but notwithstanding, we accept that since it's going to be divided 50-50. We accept.
Yes. Yeah. So Jerry, you want to talk about the information that Willie just screened?
Yeah, so to our viewers in Liberia, especially because this thing is a national effort. While it is true that our partners like Aliyah and other groups in the States and in Europe will be making their own personal contribution, but this is a national effort, and so we want to beg the indulgence. Let us try to see if we can raise this $4,000 as an emergency fund to start the renovation ASAP. So we got our MTN mobile money number, which is 088-143018. And our orange mobile money
Go back. 145.
The MTN mobile money number is 088-145.
Right.
3018. And our orange money mobile money number is 077 04 40 34. If you
Jerry,
are,
you gotta read that again. You gotta read that number again.
okay, the orange money number, mobile money number is 077 04
0
40 34. If you are outside Africa, or I think some part of Africa, you can also utilize the send wave. And the send wave is the same as the MTN mobile money number. That also could be utilized to do your send wave if you are outside Africa. So if you are also using Cash App, we want you to please use 410 344 3210. Again, if you are using Cash App, we'd like you to please send your contribution via this number 410 344 3210. If you are also using Zelle, or Willie, you can correct me if I pronounce it wrongly, Zelle or Zelly, you please use W Cowboy, as in Willie Cowboy. And the Cowboy is spelled KORBOR. W Cowboy at Outlook, OUTLOOK, Outlook.com. Or better still, you use 410 344 3210. So folks, those are the numbers and the information we have. We'll make sure we'll send it in the chat room and we'll put it on the various social media handles, Facebook or YouTube and Twitter, as we continue to mobilize the resources, because we need up to 15K so that we can, and from now to the 15th of February, that is what Bishop challenging us to. From now to the 15th of February, we need 15K to have our billing up and to also ensure that we have our university accredited. So that is an ambition plan. We today is the 29th, tomorrow is the 30th of January. We are not too far to the 15th of February. So we need your support, our viewers and our folks. We're asking you to please help us. The information will be out there, and we know fully well that with you and with all of us, God being the center of it, we will make it happen. We want to say thank you to our Lord Bishop for this great initiative. He is now challenging us and pushing us as the local church to depend on ourselves. And I know fully well that we can make it. We will be able to tell our partners that yes, while it is true you people are supporting us, but we also can make it. And Bishop is just our pathfinder. He's just guiding us through to mobilize us, to make sure that he gingers us up so that we can be able to do something for ourselves. And Bishop wants to say thank you so much for that. Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. Jerry, thank you for announcing those numbers. That's quite significant. Probably we might do it again before the end of the show. Bishop, we want to say, let me add my voice to Jerry's and others to say thank you very much, Bishop, for the initiative. I think this is true meaning of the national church. You're transitioning from the mission church to the national church. There has to be features to reflect what makes us the national church. Taking ownership of our church in this form and manner, undertaking our own initiatives, I think it's a true reflection of what we actually mean the national church. So Lutherans should be proud, they should be encouraged to be involved with this initiative. And I also wanted to add that as much as we have the global 15K, which is the overall target for all the different works to be done, but I wanted to chip in that we actually need 4K right now in this emergency What we need in this emergency is $4,000 that we need to raise. And I think we are getting there. My Lutheran Connections have just announced $200, and this is not a pledge. It's going to the bishop, couple, our co-host there in Monrovia will be taking it to the bishop, and we will get receipted. And we also have a commitment from the Monrovia District Lutheran Youth Fellowship. The 400 pieces of 2x2, if you subtract that from the 4,000, that will be a significant amount. We also got Willie Hina, who talk about making contribution, definitely, to the process. If you subtract that, that's a good contribution. So we know that some people like to work in silence, and some people behind the scene. They don't like, for the public to know exactly what they are doing. So we respect that, and we know that they will be getting in touch with Bishop and other members of the leadership. That is exactly what we want. That's the spirit. That's what we're looking for. But Bishop, let me come to you. There is a gray area that needs clarification. We need accreditation for the Lutheran University, but at the same time, we have the Esther Bacon School of Nursing, and correct me if I'm wrong, and the Phoebe School of Nursing accredited. They are operating as bachelor's degree granting institutions. So are they going to be covered by the overall accreditation that the National Commission on Higher Education is going to give us?
Let me correct you first.
Right.
It is the Phoebe Esther Bacon College of Health Sciences.
That's how it's called now.
Right.
Combined.
Combined.
Excellent. Excellent.
Even though they are working at two different sites, but they are combined with the same curriculum.
Gotcha.
Now, what is happening is that when I was at Phoebe, IT administrator, we fought and did that registration and accreditation. What we are doing right now, as we work with the Higher Commission, is that we're hoping that our request is that accreditation stands for the university. We are writing a letter of intent, and that will be that we still remain that registered and accredited institution, but changing from Phoebe Esther Bacon to Lutheran University. So if that is accepted, then our accreditation will stand instead of for Phoebe Esther Bacon, it will not go for Lutheran University. And then Phoebe Esther Bacon becomes a college within the university.
Right, Bishop. So my point here is this. So Phoebe Esther Bacon is already accredited to operate. So whatever accreditation we get for the Lutheran University is going to be global. It's also going to cover Phoebe Esther Bacon in the context of the Lutheran University. Is that correct?
Yes, but what is happening if teams were doing it, we don't need to pay money for the Lutheran University accreditation. The money that we have paid for Phoebe Esther Bacon will be transferred to the Lutheran University.
That would suffice. Got you. That's very good. So what are the prospects for the Agriculture and Technical College, which is very important for job creation, for transform?
I mean, we are sure that we just are waiting the accreditation. What is really pushing on, I want everybody to know, is that Phoebe Esther Bacon already have students in the next year to be awarded BSc, and we need a university to do that. So we're now already on the affiliations and job training. So at the end of those affiliations, this will be awarded BSc in the different disciplines.
Bishop, that's extreme pressure. It's good our eyes about the prospects. Bishop, that is extreme pressure. Jerry, really? Can you imagine that? Then it means that there is no way to even take no for an answer. No way to take no for an answer when it comes to the accreditation. It means that the accreditation is needed like last year. Is needed like
right now, students in the anesthesia program, and you know that only Lutheran Church, that's Phoebe, is offering having the real anesthesia program in this country. Our students are already on affiliation. We need to make sure they receive their degree, maybe by July or so, June or July. We need to do all we can.
Jerry, Reverend, we need this money. We need the 4,000. Yeah, this is now an extreme emergency. I don't even know how to describe it. Because if people are to be awarded these degrees, and we are talking about the accreditation, and the university has to do that, we need the money. Jerry, Reverend, up to you. We need a 4,000 now.
You know, like what?
I can hear you if you are speaking. And I know you speaking.
What Yabaso was saying when he was comparing the GSC with the Lutheran, we're having a similar pressure with the Episcopal Church. And gentlemen, and all who listen to me, they don't believe that we should be running a BSc program for the nurses because they're running it. I think that's wrong. I think that is very, very wrong. We will operate our university and will offer BSc in nursing courses just like anybody else. Two co-shop opposite each other, cook your own food good. So people can come to your co-shop. We're not going to turn that down. The partnership you talk about, we are in partnership. But that does not mean that we cannot excel ourselves. We must advance.
But Bishop, we are in a competitive market. Like you rightly stated, and that's a free market system we run in Liberia. So the best thing is the issue of quality. So that's one of the things I think we got to be looking at too. And I think we got the competence and the kind of quality individuals that will be able to instruct. So once we got the service, we got the best service, and our quality is good, people will always come to us. But I don't think anybody can prevent us from opening a university. I mean, we got the population too much in Liberia. I don't know the last census result. I don't know if we're still computing the result or whether we got a result now. But I think our population should be way over maybe 5 point something million now, so to speak, because the last time I checked, it was 4.5. I don't know what the census results saying. So we got huge population that need and to be educated. And I don't think the Episcopalian will do it alone. So I mean, that one is just begging the question. We will proceed, and that's true, Bishop. We got to proceed. But my last question before I run, gentlemen, I beg the indulgence. I have to leave quickly for some emergency. But Bishop, my last question to you is: you're going to send a circular letter, and it's going out to the various districts, and the parishes will start to. I mean, the dean will start to mobilize the parishes so that they can proceed. When are you? I like timing business. I like timeline. When are you anticipating getting at least feedbacks from those districts? I mean, towards this contribution.
The timeline is for everybody. By Tuesday, the letters will be out. Everyone has to start doing what they can, and I'm very sure that my districts and parishes are capable. With this venture we all have to. And one thing I like is that everybody in the Lutheran Church, every member who of the Lutheran Church, whether in or out of this country, have been long wishing for this university. Now we must press it. We have to press it. If it will cause me to take a district tour, I will take that tour to make sure things are on course.
Thank you so much. To make sure things are on course, Josiah, Reverend Yakbazo, my good friend and brother Willie, and Abel. I think I saw Abel on. Our bishop want to say thank you. The show will continue. Technical support will be given by Willie, who's in the background. I beg to take my leave due to some emergency. Willie and the guys, goodbye. Yeah.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you so much, and we wish you well, whatever you are running.